Hey there, strangers. Today is Thursday, August 16th. I don't have a lot of time. I don't know how long this video is going to be. I have finals this week, so that's what I'm working on. So I apologize. I really didn't think too much on this video. Just working through my thoughts at this point. So if there's a lot of pausing, I do apologize. I will try and cut out what I can, but it's probably going to be a fairly unedited video otherwise. And I just wanted to, I had a lot of, because of the finals, I had a lot of problems trying to figure out what I wanted to talk about this week. And I guess the biggest thing that I can talk about is, I don't know, I've got nothing. I'm so focused on finals that my mind is literally focused on finals. For those of you that don't know, I'm going to college for human resources, and mainly I'm doing that because I want to try and help people. And I know that people will argue, or some will argue that human resources is really more so to help the company, but I feel like it should go hand in hand. I feel like human resources should also be there to help the employees as well. We should be a bridge to, or human resources should be a bridge to between company and employee. And I've seen many cases where that has failed, and so I feel like I want to try and step in and see what I can do to do something with it. I don't know that I'll be successful, but I want to at least make the attempt and say that I did try to do something. There's been too many instances where I have been helping people where I feel that human resources should be stepping in and doing something. So I'm hoping that I'm going to be able to do that. So that's why I'm going into human resources, is I'm hoping to be able to be that in between and make sure that everybody is on the same page and working together to achieve the same goals. So yeah, so that's what I'm doing right now. This is finals week. I'm doing macroeconomics, which is it's interesting, but it's not necessarily something that I'm interested in. So it's very difficult for me to actually do this class, and I find it really easy to procrastinate on doing homework and things like that, and got to be very careful when doing procrastination, because if you're not up on top of things, then you can get extremely behind very quickly, and that's not a good thing. So you always, I tend to be a really good procrastinator, which is not the greatest, especially when it's on subjects and things that I have a really difficult time processing. And unfortunately, macroeconomics is one of those ones where I'm having a really hard time processing the information. Thankfully, the internet's out there, so that helps, and I can look stuff up, because that's one of the things I actually like doing, is looking things up. And so because of that, I tend to get more out of what I'm doing that way than just simply reading the book. Also, I have a really hard time processing the stuff in the book, because it's very drawl and it's hard to pull information. Because it's hard to pull information from the book, at least for me personally, it means that I'm going to have a much harder time trying to function in school, especially when I have to read something and I have to process what I'm reading, and if I don't have the time to process it, I'm not going to necessarily come back with anything meaningful. Being in college, sometimes it's really difficult because you don't always get a few chapters here and there to read. Sometimes you get a lot of chapters to read, and when you get a lot of chapters to read, for me, that's really hard. I can't just read one chapter and then or a bunch of chapters and be like, okay, I got this, I know what I'm doing. I have to process those chapters, and then on top of the homework assignments, it makes it difficult for me to be able to do that. In many cases, I end up looking for definitions and stuff purposely out of the online, as opposed to going through and trying to find them from the book, because it gives me a chance to break everything down as to what I'm looking at, and gives me a better perspective. It doesn't always work, because a lot of the tests and stuff are coming directly from the book, which makes testing harder for me, because I'm not reading verbatim what's in the book. So when I'm doing testing is not necessarily going to show that I have competence in the material, because I'm not getting my material directly from the book. I find that doing it that way, when I have to do essays and stuff, I do really well on essays because I understand the material, I just haven't pulled it directly from the book. So good, bad, or indifferent, I'm not one that believes tests are, the best indicator of knowing said material, because the test is basically on what you've read, and while understanding what you're reading is important, I think more importantly, it's how you're obtaining the information that should be important. And the best way to determine that is essays. Writing essays, I think, help, because you're sampling from what you're reading, but it's not specifically from the book. you can pull that information from anywhere. So I'm really excited. I have five essays that I have to get done today before Sunday. I'm working on those now, and then I have a test to take, and I have some other homework I have to do. Yeah, so that's where I'm at right now. I don't have a lot of time to edit here, so I'm hoping that this looks okay. I won't know, and I'm probably not really gonna look too much at it, aside from breaking up whatever I can. So this is just me talking in general, because again, being finals, that's all I'm focused on. I don't have a major subject this week. I didn't want to go without posting a video, and yeah, so that's where I'm at. So see you other strangers when I see you.